Half-Life Alyx. You play as the titular character Alyx Vance, daughter of Eli Vance, introduced in Half-Life 2 as the companion of Gordon Freeman. Set in City 17, 5 years before the events of Half-Life 2, Half-Life Alyx follows a 19-year-old Alyx Vance as she works with her father Eli Vance to fight against the Combine and build the Resistance. Alyx is a skilled hacker and scout for the Resistance. The story begins while Alyx is doing reconnaissance for the Resistance and stumbles upon information about a supposed Combine superweapon located in the Vault, a floating fortress hovering over the quarantine zone in City 17. She and her father proceed to get captured by Combine forces. Russell, an engineer and friend of Eli, voiced by the incredible Rhys Darby, frees Alyx, gives her a communication device, and with the help of his drone, escorts her to his lab. While at the lab, he devises a plan to rescue Eli by sending Alyx through the quarantine zone. Russell acts as your guide and comic relief throughout the game, adding hilarious and memorable moments to break up the tension in the game. You meet interesting allies and terrifying enemies as you travel the quarantine zone, trying to get to the mysterious vault to use the super weapon against the Combine before they can ship it off-world.
Oh my god, Jeff, are you okay?
The Combine are an immense and powerful interdimensional organization, comprised of both allied and enslaved species. Following the Black Mesa incident and the death of the Neolanth, the Combine invaded Earth and won the ensuing war against the humans on Earth in a mere 7 hours. However, they failed to completely subjugate humanity due to the efforts of the Resistance. Their forces occupy the quarantine zone and will attack you on sight when they see you. Their forces include flying hackbots, standard soldiers, and heavy soldiers. Zen aliens. Barnacles, headcrabs, antlions, and lightning dogs have also infested the entire quarantine zone, which only increase in ferocity and volume as you get closer to the vault at the center of the quarantine zone. Tools. Gravity gloves, also known as the Russells. One of the quintessential tools of this game. These gravity gloves are given to Alyx at the start of the game by Russell, proudly named Russells. Smart gloves allow the player to grab nearby ammo and objects with a flick of the wrist, eventually upgrading with an automatic torch. Alyx may be the main character, but these gloves are the star of the game. They personify your feelings, attitude, and emotions as you traverse and experience the world from your perspective. A multi-tool, also known as the Alyx. An item you start with created by Alyx. She is able to operate and manipulate Combine-based objects such as gates and Combine lockboxes. Hacking the electrical circuitry and unlocking doors or power lifts never gets old. This puzzle starts off simple, but through the game eventually gets more difficult and intricate. This blends the gameplay nicely, as you sometimes have to complete the puzzle in hostile environments or during a firefight with the Combine. Similarly, hacking lockboxes and upgrade stations adds a different puzzle, which is also enjoyable, allowing you to gain much needed ammo and health as a reward for a satisfying completion of a sometimes difficult puzzle being solved. Handgun. Given to you by Russell at the start of the game, it starts out as Russell's gun, but eventually after a menagerie of upgrades, it becomes your most used weapon in the game.
Well, Russ, it's official. There is nothing left of your gun in this gun. This is my gun.
Alright, fair enough. You earned it. I still want those Russells back though.
Shotgun. Found in the sewer after meeting a brain-damaged Vortigaunt. Found on a hanging corpse in the sewer section just as you are about to be surrounded by crabheads.
Wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of that.
Combine assault rifle. Found in an infested house in the quarantine zone about halfway through the game. A must for a heated firefight when you're in a tight spot. Gun upgrading system. Guns come with few customizations in this game, making them stand out even more. Not just a new coat of paint in Half-Life Alyx. Each upgrade to a weapon matters. Throughout the game you acquire a collectible resource called resin. Choosing what upgrade to purchase with this valuable resource is paramount to survival as enemies increase and more tactile method is required. The upgrade not only adds a new layer to the gameplay and battles, they also look great. Updated new functions drastically change how the gun operates to make it quicker and more effective in battle.
Combine do know how to upgrade a gun, I'll give them that.
The game is littered with stim packs, which can be injected into your body for health, as well as Zen slug pellets capable of allowing you to charge your health at a nearby Combine health station. Gameplay. Traversing City 17 is breathtaking, as you effortlessly interact and traverse the immersive environment. With the use of the Russells, interacting with the world is simple. You can manually open cases, grab ammo, or you can flick them across the room towards you and catch them in midair. The game boasts a very smooth method of movement. The gameplay is overall incredible. Settings within the game allow you to customize it quite a lot, to what viewer specification you like, from analog movement to reposition yourself through blink movement. You can try and change the setting to suit your taste at any time within the game menu. The story. Be warned, spoilers ahead from now. If you intend to play Half-Life Alyx or intend to play Half-Life 2, stop watching the video now. So the story begins very straightforward. The game jumps into a young Alyx Vance as she conducts surveillance in a derelict apartment watching Combine activities. The game progresses as you gain weapons and learn the basics of gameplay. Your father gets captured and your first task is to rescue him with the help of Russell. While on your travels, you take a shortcut through an infested sewer where you meet a brain-damaged Vortigaunt who asks you to help his companions, who have been captured by the Combine, to power the floating vault. He also reveals the future and alludes to Eli Vance's suffering and untimely death in the future. You eventually reach Fairview Junction and cause the train transporting Eli to Nova Prospect Prison to crash and derail. The brain-damaged Vortigaunt saves Eli and brings him back to the safe house with Russell. At this point, your father reveals that the Combine are hiding
something big. They got it here in the QZ in some kind of vault, but they're about to move it. Where, I don't know, but it's going to be soon.
Then we gotta steal it before they do.
a super weapon in the vault, floating above the quarantine zone in City 17. With this in mind, you traverse the city and try to gain access to the mysterious vault. While in a strange broken down apartment block, you overhear a conversation between a scientist and a Combine advisor.
This thing is going to be Black Mesa all over again. Well, now I'm telling you it is ready. Look, if it's still here when she gets there, he's gone. What in the history of today makes you think you're going to stop her? Look, this guy we've got in there survived Black Mesa. He raised holy hell and then just disappeared. We finally caught him and you're just going to let him go again?
Discussing the vault holding a survivor of the Black Mesa incident.
Survived Black Mesa, then disappeared. Eli, they do have a super weapon.
God damn it, Russ, they got Gordon Freeman.
Oh, wow. That's good, right?
This is very, very good.
This is a miracle.
All right. So, let's go save Gordon Freeman.
After a discussion with Eli and Russell, following this conversation, you speculate this must be the hero of humanity, Gordon Freeman. After a massive fight with a stalker and a Twin Peaks-esque walk through a deconstructed, trippy environment of the interior of the vault, you eventually come to the black box, holding the prison. As you approach, you see a figure and presume it is Gordon Freeman.
All right, Gordon. Let's get you out of this thing.
As you open the door, you see the mysterious G-Man. With his new freedom, he leaves through a familiar white door and transports you out of space and time to have a conversation with you.
Some believe the fate of our worlds is inflexible. My employers disagree.
As he turns and approaches you and commends you for your skill and achievement in getting here, he wants to give Alyx a gift for this achievement.
I want the Combine off Earth.
She quickly asks for the Combine to be removed from Earth. To this he replies his employers would not allow this, and this is too big of a nudge for him to do, as it would not be in his employer's interests.
Well, you asked.
G-Man proceeds to transport her through time to the White Forest base scene,
Dad?
which occurs at the end of Half-Life 2, where Alyx is holding her dead father Eli after he has been killed.
What is this?
Confused and horrified, Alyx asks G-Man to save him. G-Man accepts this nudge and proceeds to rewind time and allows Alyx to kill the Combine advisor before it kills Eli.
We have struggled to find a suitable replacement until now.
With Eli's save, G-Man locks Alyx into a hired position with his employer
Send me home.
and leaves her in stasis in space and time until she is needed for her first assignment.
Gordon! Gordon! Wake up, Gordon. She's gone, Gordon. She's gone. Son of a
After
bitch,
the
you
end
lost
credits
those
scene,
consequences.
now in the perspective of Gordon Freeman, you pick up at the end of Half-Life 2. Eli is now alive, furious, and seems to know what has happened to Alyx and that G-Man is to blame. Eli hands Gordon his faithful crowbar and remarks that they have work to do.
You got work to do.
This mind-blowing conclusion, which completely rebukes the end of Half-Life 2, which came out in 2004. The gravity of these events culminating is incredible. Let me recap. G-Man saved an infant Alyx at the Black Mesa incident in Half-Life 1. In Half-Life 2, he told Gordon to get Alyx to the White Forest base and keep her safe. All these ideas have been in motion the entire time. G-Man gave the crystal to Eli, which caused the resonance cascade, resulting in the Black Mesa incident, eventually leading to the death of Eli 20 years later at White Forest base. All these events to get Alyx there, to see her father die. G-Man knew he would need this leverage to use Alyx in order to get her into his services. There still is a lot of mysteries in the story which have not been answered, which I hope will eventually be answered in Half-Life 3. What will Eli finally tell Gordon now that he is alive? What is held in the Aperture Science Borealis vessel, and who is G-Man? I imagine that Half-Life 3 will eventually come out in my lifetime, and that it will pick up after this end credit scene to resume and follow Gordon Freeman rescuing Alyx Vance from G-Man. In conclusion, a fantastic game, a really truly groundbreaking game and real addition to the VR market. Not using it as a gimmick, but using it as a tool to amplify and enrich the gameplay experience and story. Very smooth gameplay and level transition, punctuated by few loading screens only at the beginning of new levels, occurring at the beginning of a new chapter. Controls are fluid and natural as you navigate and control the environment. The cohesive VR gameplay, matched with an incredibly and highly anticipated story, culminate in an incredible game which is amazing to experience. A completely immersive experience capable of putting you in a state of fear and terror. But also able to amaze you with its jaw-dropping visuals and interactive environments. The creators, Valve, have dropped so many naturally interactive items in this game that have not been highlighted, allowing the player to explore and check if you can write on this whiteboard or wear this mask. If you can think of it, you can do it in this game. This is the end of my review of Half-Life Alyx. I am eagerly awaiting Half-Life 3. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you.